Last December, US President made an unexpected announcement. He tweeted that American troops are coming back from Syria, despite US officials' promise that they will stay in Syria until 2020. The decision surprised friends and foes alike, but shocked Americans like Andrew Hamilton. Hamilton had traveled thousands of miles to assist the Kurds in the fight against the Islamic State. Emboldened by their country's air power, American volunteers fought alongside their Kurdish comrades, dealing a devastating blow to what was known as the Islamic State's caliphate. Now US troops are withdrawing. Andrew and his comrades are concerned that jets circling over northeast Syria may no longer be dropping bombs in their favor.
You know, I'm an American, and I really feel kind of ashamed of what our government's doing. I recognize a lot of the mistakes that we've made as a country, but also I recognize the potential that we have to be a force for good. We have a history of dropping the ball on things like this. There are issues like the Rwandan genocide, failure to do the right thing in Somalia, in Bosnia. We've got a long history of kind of messing up strategically, and a lot of people die. There's a lot of blood on our hands for that.
The International Freedom Battalion was founded on the 10th of June, 2015.
In the Syrian civil war, 26 foreign groups make up the International Freedom Battalion. They fight alongside the Kurds under the umbrella of the Syrian Democratic Forces. In Baltimore, just kilometers away from the American capital, former SDF volunteer Joshua Bailey pleads his government to stay the course in Syria.
So, do you think the 10-month time and the efforts that you put into the cause was worth it?
I mean, yeah, it was an opportunity to fight ISIS. I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, it's like, they're basically textbook villains. Right. The more I learned about the system that's being implemented in Rojava, I mean, it reflects a lot of the same ideals, we strive for in America: secularism, pluralism, respect for, religious, ethnic diversity, democracy. My commander's commander is a woman.
Joshua and other SDF volunteers make a direct and clear request to their leaders at home. They want their government not to stay in Syria forever, but just long enough for the SDF to find an alternative arrangement that would sway the direction of Turkish weaponry amassed on the Syrian border.
Keep the troops there just long enough so that peace talks can commence. SDF can discuss with the Syrian government, give them the political leverage so they can work out a deal. Once the deal's worked out, they can go home. If Turkey invades, all of a sudden all those troops that are fighting in southern Syria, they're going to go north. And any troops that are holding territory, they're going to go north. They're going to rush to the Syrian-Turkish border to defend those towns in the north.
And then you had one on the screen.
Wartime pictures and photos of their fallen comrades keep the foreign fighters connected to a war they watch closely.
Thing was, we had
67 foreign volunteers have died in the fight against ISIS. Among them, 12 Americans.
Yeah, it was just like random.
27-year-old William Savage is one of them. Childhood pictures and images of William's time in Syria have turned his sister's home in Washington suburb to a memorial for her deceased brother.
This was taken the summer that he was killed, like a few months before, in Syria. It's my favorite picture of him. This shows like a side of him that I knew. Like I knew him as more playful and silly, and yeah, I mean, he loved dogs, he loved animals.
Her brother's fight introduced Brenna Savage to the Kurdish cause in Syria, setting her on a mission to convince Washington's decision-makers to finish the fight her brother died for. William left to Syria in 2015 without consulting his family and kept a very minimal conversation with his family. In his phone calls for safety concerns, he wouldn't discuss his whereabouts and just how much his life was in danger. A call in August 2016 delivered a devastating news.
I got a call from my dad, and he told me William had been killed. And I mean, things are like so confusing over there. It's like, maybe this is wrong. Maybe, someone, got it mixed up.
William died in a bloody battle to control the Syrian city of Manbij. His family are still unsure how their 27-year-old son died.
I mean, I've heard like a couple different stories, so I don't exactly know. I know it happened in Manbij. I heard he was like trying to get some kids out of a building. Maybe he got shot.
2 days after William's death, Manbij was freed. Ever since then, the city has become the center of a regional and international political battleground. Turkey and its Syrian proxies have vowed to invade the city, pushing Kurdish forces out of the town. Turkish threats has raised concerns in the US and Europe, fearing a war between Turkey and SDF will create the right environment for ISIS to re-emerge. Seizing the opportunity this uncertainty has invited, ISIS carried out a suicide attack in mid-January, claiming the lives of 4 Americans. An untimely withdrawal of US forces may hand the city back to those who William fought in Manbij.
It really upsets me that William's life and the lives of thousands of other YPJ and YPG soldiers, could be in vain.
Leaving the Kurds in the middle of an unfinished war not only risks the resurgence of ISIS, but may also have long-term impact on the US's future alliances in conflict zones.
There are going to be conflicts like this in the future. This is the 21st century. It's an age of proxy wars. The age of conventional warfare is over. In the future, in conflicts against a group like Daesh, who would want to fight for us if the stakes are this high and the moment we leave, they will be the victims of genocide?
President Trump for now seems to be determined to end the Syrian chapter for the US military, but American SDF fighters keep the fight on. Roj Eli Zalla, Rudau, Washington.
It is critical. The international